David, what's Judge's Andre Davis law now take effect?
Well, retired Judge Davis is the chairman of the commission that will oversee the entire system. He says reforms that go into effect today aren't solely about punishment, but rather rehabilitation.
A young kid came right up to me and he scared me, and I'm like, you scared me. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know if it was somebody I knew. And he's like, give me your keys. And he had his hand like this, like he had a gun.
Bev Brooks is describing her encounter with a preteen who she says attempted to carjack her on Monday. And on Wednesday, Baltimore police arrested a 13-year-old squeegee worker. He's accused of beating a 51-year-old man in the face and neck with a squeegee. Starting Friday, children between the ages of 10 and 12 who commit delinquent acts like these can be referred to the juvenile justice system. Previously, the cutoff age was 13. The amended law expands youth offenses to include crimes involving handguns, aggravated cruelty to animals, and third-degree sex offenses.
The questions are going to be what works for community, what works for young people, and how do we ensure that every young person in this state has a legitimate chance to succeed despite some involvement in the justice system.
Retired Judge Andre Davis is the chairman of a new 26-member commission created by the new law. The Oversight Committee will conduct an ongoing review and report on all juvenile services programs and facilities.
We're not concerned with punishment. We're concerned with rehabilitating young people who have been traumatized in any number of ways, who have suffered themselves from failures in various systems.
The new law requires any child who commits a felony to automatically be placed on GPS monitoring. Youth who commit a felony while wearing a monitor will automatically be detained. If law enforcement requests detention, DJS will have 2 days to decide whether judicial action is needed. The new law requires children charged with vehicle theft to get a Children in Need of Supervision petition or SINS. This will qualify the youth and their family for services. The new law also extends time limits for probation.
Accountability does involve some deprivation of liberty in some instances, but I wouldn't call it punishment. I would call it the provision of services, which sometimes include detention, provision of services that will craft a new way forward for a young person.
The Juvenile Justice System Oversight Commission that will be monitoring all of this will hold its first meeting November 6th. They will issue their first report to the Governor and General Assembly October 1st next year. Reporting live from the studio, David Collins, WBAL TV 11 News.
David, thank you. Tonight we're hearing from Governor Wes Moore about his plan to address a gap in the process when it comes to dealing with juveniles in the legal system.
Last month, 11 News Investigates exposed school districts were not required to share information when a student involved in the DJS system switched school districts. Within days, the State Department of Education changed its policies to require superintendents to share the information. However, this does not include the superintendent of the Juvenile Services Education Program, which is the district where juveniles who are convicted and are serving time attend school. DJS Secretary Vincent Schiraldi told 11 News Investigates last week they are now looking to close that gap. Governor Moore says it'll also be a focus for next year's legislative session.
I know with the next legislative session, we'll focus on that if a student goes from one jurisdiction to another, that student, the new jurisdiction should have an understanding about the history of that student, and that we will work with anybody who's going to be a serious partner.
Now, as we've reported, Governor Moore has called for a review of the reporting process. A report is expected to be out early next year.